Good execution, Gator.
All right, Fish. Luka Kennard, access 360. Break it down. You going to the wall?
I'm
staying
not sure
here?
if I'm going to go to the wall.
Yeah, you
I feel
are,
like we
Fish.
should go to the wall.
Go to the wall.
The wall is waiting.
Playoff time. You know what I mean? Luka Kennard definitely reminded us that it's playoff time tonight. Additional opportunities to move with and without the basketball. You see here, giving it up to DA, and now just trying to find space as a shooter. Normally likes to go left, but going right that time. Amen. Thompson went under the screen, and Luke knocks it down. Here you'll see a couple bodies on the ground. Luke coming through the traffic with the basketball, but you see how he kept his eyes up, but doesn't try and force any action. Defense is getting back. He keeps his Nash dribble, a la Steve Nash, gets back around on balance, knocks down the three, and you see the emotion and how much he cares about helping his team win. And then got denied there, goes off of these screens, and now you got this little zoom action, screen, handoff. If he goes under, you make him pay for not going over the top. Luka Kennard gets around, gets on balance, knocks it down. Man, that thing barely touching the rim. 5 out of 5 from the three-point line. And just doing a really good job. And you see how involved DeAndre Ayton was in those clips, because Şengün is covering him. And so it's tough for Şengün to be up to the level and be at the touch. And that gives Kennard some room to knock it down.
Big game. You just have to be happy for a guy like this. It's been on a lot of teams. Everyone knows him as a great shooter. He went to Duke. But then he comes to the Lakers, and you know that stage. You know those bright lights. And to do it in a playoff game and to be able to show and showcase what else you can do as a basketball player, but just play the game the right way. But that just goes to show you he always just plays his role. But now he's asked to do more, and he's doing it.
Players who play the game the right way, they practice the right way, they understand their game. I didn't know he had all that. I mean, I know he was a great shooter. When we bought him here, he was the top shooter in the league, I think at like 49 or 50%. So I was like, wow, we got a spot-up shooter, Austin, Luka, LeBron. We got somebody to kick it out to. We have injuries. Now all of a sudden he steps up and shows this versatility that I don't know a lot of people have seen. Handling the ball, moving without the ball, smart decisions, not turning it over as much. That's a complete basketball player that has been asked to do something that he hadn't been asked to do his whole career. That's a big plus to have on your team, bro.
You saw, like, flashes of it during his time with the Clippers.
Yep.
And I was shocked when he got traded away. And I know teams, make decisions that they have to make. But good to see him back in L.A. in the purple and gold.
All right, we're headed to break. The Lakers pick up an impressive win in Game 1 over the Rockets.
Nightcap. Rockets at Lakers, 8:30 Eastern on ABC. LeBron and Durant meet for a 15th time in the playoffs, but the King is without Luka and Austin Reaves. But KD himself is questionable with a knee contusion.
Okay, so let's bring in our NBA reporter, Dave McMenamin. He joins us. Listen, Dave, you're plugged in with this Lakers team more than anybody. J.J. Redick's already said no Luka. Austin Reaves out indefinitely. So what's been his message to this Lakers team as they prepare for the Rockets?
Yeah, Brian, in a word, it's been elevate. That's what J.J. Redick's telling his team. I'm going to need you to elevate your play, elevate your intensity, elevate your focus. And he's asking his coaching staff to do the same. They recognize that they need to win on the margins in this series. They need to set the tone with the physicality, and especially have the home court crowd behind them to open up this thing tonight in Game 1. The Rockets, as LeBron James called them, are the best rebounding team the league has seen in the last 25 years. And so the Lakers are cognizant that they need to box out. They need to match bodies with bodies. And they're making up for 60 points on the offensive end in Luka Doncic and Austin Reaves. That means more touches for DeAndre Ayton, more touches for Rui Hachimura, and Luke Kennard becoming the primary playmaker alongside LeBron James.
So I was listening to Phil. He says LeBron James making basically his 19th postseason appearance, matching Karl Malone and Stockton for the most all time. I guess, are we watching the swan song for LeBron there in L.A.?
You know, it's certainly on the table. LeBron James does not have a contract for next season. Sources close to him have said all season long that LeBron doesn't even know what he wants to do. But I think over the course of the second half of the season, where you saw LeBron play winning basketball and play it at a very high level, there has not been as many tea leaves to read that are pointing towards retirement as there was in the first couple of months of this season. He has a new opportunity in this playoffs, his 19th, as you mentioned, but in the 18 others, he never played with his son, Bronny James. And once Luka and Austin Reaves went out, Bronny James became a part of J.J. Redick's rotation. Over the last 7 games of the regular season, he averaged about 7.5 points per game, shot 40% from 3 with 2 assists. He's going to be in the mix here, and that gives an extra layer, extra motivation for LeBron to try to extend this run as long as possible, because it means more chances to play with Bronny. After the playoffs are over, we'll have a better sense of what the future looks like, but if I was going to guess, we're going to get more LeBron James next season.
Okay. By the way, when James takes the floor at 41 years, 109 days old on Saturday, he becomes the 3rd oldest player to start a playoff game. Our Dave McMenamin, thank you.
Quinn Richardson checking back in for some more minutes here on the cusp of playoffs tipping off. Vegas doesn't have a lot of faith in the Lakers. They're plus 400 to win the series, and a lot of that because we don't know the status of Luka and Austin Reaves. But we do know they don't have those pieces today. So without them, what should their game plan be?
Well, like Dave was saying that JJ was talking about, man, they got to do all of the little things, get all of the 50-50 balls, be the first to the floor. They got to hit first. They got to bring a physicality. I totally expect at some point the Lakers will go zone to try and junk the game up. When you losing that, when you missing out on like 50 to 60 points when you don't have Luka and Austin Reaves, you got to do unconventional things. You got to hope that they shoot the ball from 3 well, because the 3-point is the equalizer in this league. But defensively, they have to come physical. They got to rebound the ball as well as they can, knowing that the Rockets are the better rebounding team and they're down players. But they got to do everything they can to junk the game up to give themselves a chance. They're at home. They get a chance to get their crowd behind them, but they got to give them something to cheer for as well.
And they don't have to look that far. The Lakers won 9 games in a row last month, during which they were top 10 in defensive efficiency, and they beat the Rockets twice in Houston.
Yeah.
On the flip side, if you are Houston, how should you approach this series?
They got to take this thing as serious as possible and try and take advantage of it. Knowing that they don't have Luka and Austin Reaves, you can't afford to come into the game thinking, oh, this is easy. You got to come in even with a more high sense of urgency and more seriousness being taken with it. They have the better roster, but they got to come out there and play. They can't have lapses in the 4th quarter. They got to take care of the ball and not turn the ball over and give Lakers easy transition points. And they got to dominate. They have the dominant players right now with those guys being out, and they have to go out there and handle their business like they are. 1
game at a time, an opportunity to take control of the series tonight. Rockets 5.5-point favorites in LA, according to DraftKings Sportsbook. Q, we're going to check back with you again in a few.
To 98, the finals. As I said, Lakers are the underdogs in the series. Maybe not anymore after winning Game 1 at home. When you looked at that game, we had Danny Green on talking about junking it up. J.J. Redick tried to get it a little messy. How did he do that, and how did the Lakers win this one?
Well, one, J.J. Redick outcoached Ime Udoka. Let's put that out there first. Number 2, one team looked prepared and the other team didn't, and that team was the Lakers. Offensively, we saw the synergy there from the jump. We saw the cutting. We saw the ball movement. We saw every single thing. They had a game plan coming into this game, and they executed it all across the board. It started with LeBron James setting the tone. You could just tell from his emotions. You could tell from his attack mode and him getting guys involved early, especially DeAndre Ayton. I believe like 3 of those assists were to DeAndre Ayton for pocket passes or lobs. All of a sudden, you saw the trust with Marcus Smart being able to be a primary ball handler at times. Then Luka Kennard, he had him an awesome night. Defensively, J.J. Redick had the perfect game plan. The world knows that the Houston Rockets can't hit a bull in the ass with an ironing board. That's how horrible they are shooting the damn basketball. The world knows that. They are one of the worst shooting teams in the league. They couldn't figure it out. So the game plan was, hey, you know what? Let's not turn over the ball, and we go live and die with them taking shots. And guess what? The Lakers came out victorious.
I'm still stuck on that visual of a bull and an ironing board, but
it's a country thing.
I like it. I respect it. Let's talk about Kevin Durant. No KD in this one. He was questionable. He did not play. We got to go back to that deep sigh. You said I'll talk about it later. It is later. What do you make about the way that the Rockets played without Kevin Durant, and are you at all concerned of his availability?
Well, one, I got so many things running through my mind. The number one thing is, how is he not available after having so many days off? They wasn't in the play-in tournament. Like, what the hell is really going on? We watching Anthony Edwards at this point of it's the playoffs. We watching Anthony Edwards. He's playing with a hurt knee. We watched Steph Curry in the play-in tournament play with a hurt knee. Now, I'm not sitting up here and I don't want to question, you know, Kevin Durant and whether or not, you know, he could have played or not, but I am somewhat questioning it.
So you are questioning.
Yeah, I want to know.
Okay.
I want to know. Like, at this point, like, you got to put your body on the line even more. You got to go get that total raw shot or whatever it is and get your behind out there on that floor. Your team needs you. As you can see, even Kevin Durant at 70% or 60% is a whole lot for this team, especially them offensively.
They could not get anything going offensively. They had Reed Shepherd who could create a little bit, but that was they
can't shoot.
Well, and I got to interrupt you guys too, because one person who might have answers for us, Ime Udoka, is at the podium now. Let's take a listen.